meters, and there are photographs taken outside the gates of Strawberry Field. We do not go inside Strawberry Field on our particular tour, but I'll tell you all about the history and heritage of it and what it is today when we're back on the coast. Now, for your own safety, folks, okay, for your own safety, our Dennis is going to model 3 bright yellow cones, right? Now, what we do here, we just make sure that you stay this side of the cones outside the gates, okay? Thank you, Dennis, the model. Thank you, sir. Just follow me, guys. Thank you.
Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright.
When it opened, it was actually live on TV. McCartney was there, of course. And also was Her Majesty the late Queen Elizabeth II. In London. Now it's over 3 miles all the way around Sefton Park, and in the middle of the park there's a bandstand which is said to be the main inspiration behind Sgt. Pepper. And on the far side of the park, about a mile or so behind all the trees there, in fact there's a large mountain lake, and it was there that Alfred Lennon and Julia Stanley first met. That was John's mother and father. Now Julia was just sitting on a bench next to the lake, minding an open business, and was approached by Alfred, looking very smart on the day, wearing a large bowler hat, and also holding a very posh cigarette holder. Alfred went up to Julia and said, "You're looking very lovely tonight." She said, "You're looking very silly in that silly hat." So he threw the hat in the lake, vowed never to wear it ever again on one condition, that she'd go on a date with him. Just a few years later, in 1938, they got married, and on the 9th of October 1940, John Winston Lennon was born, and the rest, as they say, is history. So that's where he stayed when he was at Art College here in the 1960s. So it's these shops here on your right hand side that all feature in the song Free as a Bird. Now seeing as though we're driving up Penny Lane, can anyone think of a song that I could possibly play? I'll play this.
Tara anak ay papa.
Linting sa to. Magato lang ka, pero mahal ka ito.
Bahu aswan eh.
Yang is a gong.
Back here.
Padapli pa. Padapli. Intawon papa. Punta kami sa record.
Has anyone been to Liverpool before? Okay, so this house here, number 24 Clinton Road, okay, just this one separated by this little alleyway here, okay mate, alright? Now, as it says on the sign here, the proud home of the McCartney family, you lived here for 9 years, from 1955 to 1964. So the height of Beatlemania, you've just been on the Ed Sullivan show over in America, the talk of America now, the talk of the world really, and they came back to Liverpool to a big massive heroes welcome in the city centre, and they came back to live in the normal humble homes, like this one. Now, Paul's bedroom is the one in the stop right in the corner. Now, when I say it's the most important house in the history of rock and roll, is a bit of an understatement really. Over 100 songs are actually written in this house, including over 30 John and Paul compositions. So the likes of Love Me Do, She Loves You, I Saw Her Standing There, All My Lovin', From Me to You, you know, so Michelle, I'll Follow the Sun, One After 909, When I'm 64, plus many, many more, all written in this house here, making it the most important by far in the history of rock and roll. Now, it's owned by the National Trust, so you can do a tour inside here by booking it through their website. So on that tour, you spend an hour inside this house here, and also an hour up at Mendips, where we parked a few minutes ago. Now, my favourite...
Let's go! Hindi! Kami diri sa Liverpool. Nahuman na mong tour. City of Beatles. Karoon dyan namin diri. Mangaon, mag-lunch. Meet amigas namin mag-lunch.
We're here in Covern Club.
Covern Club.
We're having lunch.
Nice, no? Nice guy siya. Ayun lang rin. Hilig.
in London. Now it's over 3 miles all the way around Sefton Park, and in the middle of the park there's a bandstand which is said to be the main inspiration behind Sgt. Pepper. And on the far side of the park, about a mile or so behind all the trees there, in fact there's a large mountain lake, and it was there that Alfred Lennon and Julia Stanley first met. That was John's mother and father. Now Julia was just sitting on a bench next to the lake, minding an open business, and was approached by Alfred, looking very smart on the day, wearing a large bowler hat, and also holding a very posh cigarette holder. Alfred went up to Julia and said, "You're looking very lovely tonight." She said, "You're looking very silly in that silly hat." So he threw the hat in the lake cloud, never to wear it ever again, on one condition, that she'd go on a date with him. Just a few years later, in 1938, they got married, and on the 9th of October 1940, John Winston Lennon was born, and the rest, as they say, is history.